Okay, awesome. Thanks for coming back. Let's get a break. Got a little breather in.
Yes.
I want to pick up where we left off, and we were talking a little bit about possible solutions. I'm having a hang up here about possible ways forward. After talking to my colleague and kind of going over what was going on with you guys, I wanted to point out some things that you guys have that are similar. It sounds like you guys both have the need to be respected, right? I mean, you're feeling disrespected because Miss Hanson is not. You're feeling like she's not following the rules, and you're feeling disrespected because you feel like Miss Milankovich is just flat out disrespecting your family and Peter.
And me too.
And you, right? And that's a pretty core, thing that people need to feel respected. And I think that, just by getting those couple ideas out there, I know we're feeling out the possible alteration, but still maintaining the rules thing. I feel like that was a pretty good step at kind of understanding where we're both coming from because, I'm really confident that you guys are going to be able to find a solution that really works for both of you in the long run, because it sounds like you guys both want to come out of here. I mean, obviously you wouldn't be in mediation if you didn't want to come up with a solution that works long term, right? It's something that works for both of you. So I just wanted to point out that we're doing really good, that we're well on our way to that. I'm glad that you guys are throwing out solutions there to get there. So I want to bring it back to Miss Hanson. We're talking about possibly having some sort of membership alteration for school students. Something of that nature. You want to talk to me a little bit about that? How you feel about that?
I understand that the pool and all things that we use in the community needs to be maintained, right? There needs to be cleaning fees and all that. But that's what we're paying, and we don't see anything. But for a kid who goes to college and doesn't have that much money, paying that amount, only seen for 2 years, is not fair for him. I care about him a lot, and I don't want him to be struggling financially because he goes to the pool trying to relax, and now he can't anymore because he has to pay.
Okay.
Yeah, and he lives there, so.
Okay.
And so, can you see where she's coming from, where she would think that maybe you could be struggling as a college student for another country?
I mean, yeah, I see that, I don't know. He's expecting to pay for, like, an expensive rent, that is in our community. So, I think he kind of signed up for paying a lot, but, it depends on how much financial aid he's getting or if they cover it, but I guess I see that money for him could be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And do you see how she might feel like Peter and your guys' family isn't contributing as much as other people are, by specific circumstance where he gets to go to the pool and he's not paying, for himself to go to school? Is that something that you can understand why she might be upset about?
Kind of, but also, I feel like she shouldn't be as dramatic as she was, honestly. And she could have just come up to me and say, hey, you should let Peter maybe pay we should change the rules and have guests later on that are like Peter, they're exchange students. You should pay a little bit, contribute a little bit for the maintenance fee and all that, instead of being all angry insulting Peter, trying to like send me the letter. I feel like that's all very unnecessary.
Well, that's why we're here. You know, it's just a good step. It's a step towards that exact thing where now we're at a point where you can talk face to face and talk about solutions like that, right?
And also my daughter too. I think that I don't think she should pay at all.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that because I don't think we really got a very clear understanding of what the specific issue is with your daughter. If you give me a little bit of a background story on what's her status with the HOA and what's the issue at hand with her.
Well, my daughter was born and raised in our house, and we live here, and she just moved out, and she also works at the pool. You know, during the summer.
At the pool here,
yes, here, and
community.
for only in the summer because the pool only opens from June to September. And she was accompanying Peter for a lot, but she wasn't with him every single time. And every time she comes back to visit us, she wants to go use the pool because you know she's a swimmer. She likes to work out, whatever, and she thinks that she should pay as well. And I'm like, she's my daughter. She used to live here. She also works here. Like, how does that make sense that she's paying? You know, and like this is not a hotel. It's a family. It's all for families. Like it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, and so that makes her and you feel like you're not included or like you're not accepted anymore. She's not accepted anymore.
Yeah, my daughter is very upset over that. Yeah.
And is there any sort of rules that go along with someone that works for the community? Are they allowed to use the pools?
There was no rule saying employees have discount or saying employees should pay. There's nothing about that, honestly.
Well, then they should just be treated like any other person when their kids come to visit. They are accompanied by the original members, their parents who are still members. They go with them to the pool because that is what the rule is. It's like you have to be accompanied by a member. And the fact is that you have all your guests coming to the pool without you there. So if you want to be there, which you're supposed to do, then that's completely fine. But you're claiming that you can't be there all the time, so then they can. They shouldn't be allowed to be there all the time.
Well, does it make sense for me to accompany my 25-year-old daughter, a grown-up, plus a grown-up 18-year-old because I live there? Like, it doesn't make any sense, and you're just making our place feel unwelcome for anybody.
Well, it's not welcomed for anybody. It's for the community and the members and the people who pay and the people who put in the effort and time to be a part of the community. And like I said, to have that safety in that circle. Otherwise, anyone just off the street could come in and be using the pool.
Well, they're not, and also...
But you're paving the path for things to be like that.
We do pay, and not every single family is using the pool all at the same time. Every time my daughter and Peter goes, there's nobody there. Honestly, not that many people use the pool because there's a lot of little kids that they're too small to use the pool, and although other neighbors are like they're older, they can't use the pool either. So, what's the big deal of this?
Because it's the principle of the thing, and that it's the rule, and this is an amenity, and it's that you break all of the rules. You break so many rules all the time. So it's the principle that finally, for once, I'm like trying to stop you.
Okay, I want to try something out really quick. I want to kind of reframe this into like an I message, and this is a method that we use to communicate, how we're feeling about certain issues. So I'm going to start with you, Miss Milankovich. So how we say in iMessage is you're gonna say, I feel this way. You say how you feel. It sounds like you're saying you're feeling frustrated, and then you say why you feel frustrated. And then once you say, this is why you're frustrated, then you're gonna follow it up with a possible solution. What you need, to kind of, amend that. So, for example, I would say, I feel angry because you're on your phone while we're at dinner, and I need you to, or I need to have, time with you to connect. Because it's important to me. That's an example of an I statement. So you want to try that out with this particular situation.
Think. So I feel angry that you
feel angry because
break the rules because I think that they are in place for a reason.
Did you hear what she had to say?
Yeah.
And so, what is your I statement?
Same thing. I feel angry that she feels that way. It's none of her business. And I feel frustrated and upset that Peter and my daughter is also involved in this, and they should not be. They should have fun, and every time my daughter comes visit, she should do whatever she wants.
Okay, so from you, your I statement, it was something along the lines of, you feel angry because rules are being broken. The rules that you follow are being broken quite frequently, in your opinion, and you feel that they need to be there in place to maintain cleanliness and order, and maintain a nice place to live.
Yeah, safety and everything that makes the community great is because of the rules.
Okay, and from you, it sounds like you're feeling hurt and upset and angry because you want your children and Peter to be able to have fun and use the pool and that
Feel welcome.
feel welcomed and have it be a little bit more lax.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's important in its family environment, and am I on cue with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel included.
Yeah, feel included, absolutely, and feel safe. Everybody wants to feel safe and feel like they belong to this homeowners association because you guys are neighbors, and nobody wants to feel left out. You don't want to feel left out because somebody's breaking rules that you feel like you have to follow, or that she's somebody
Yeah, and
needs to be above the law essentially, and you don't want to feel left out like you're being penalized for something that you feel is not.
exactly. Like our children used to go to high school together, so it was her daughter goes to use the pool. I won't say anything. Like,
Right. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like there's different perceptions of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, and what safe means for both of you. Yeah, that was really good. Good I statements.
Do you feel like the two of you now have a better understanding of one another's feelings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I see a little more, like I was kind of thinking that it didn't have anything to do with Peter, but now I kind of feel bad for Peter because he shouldn't have to pay for whatever's going on between me and Miss Hanson, so he maybe can't actually pay for a a full membership, and like I didn't mean for him to not feel welcome. You know, I think it's just been such a pattern with Miss Hanson that it just happened to be this situation that it came all out like this.
Okay. And you're kind of picking up on, her feelings of, the rules being broken and kind of miscommunication with that. You can understand how she's feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad she said that she understands where Peter's coming from, and seems like she's willing to at least change the rules. That perhaps Peter should pay a little bit, not the full amount for the class membership.
Is that something you can see yourself accepting, possibly?
I mean,
Maybe like a revised number?
I think it's a two-part thing that I'm gonna have to like get out of this. I think that yes, like we could adjust the rule and for Peter's sake, but I feel like I deserve like some sort of justice with Miss Hanson that like about the rules like that.
To make sure that she's adhering to the rules.
That would like that she, because I've never this whole time I never heard her say that she understands the rules are important or that the safety. Like I feel like she just is kind of avoiding the main issue still.
How do you feel about that comment?
I'm disappointed and also upset because I want an apology letter from her for sending me a rude letter.
How do you feel about her saying that she hasn't heard you say anything about the rules or their importance to you?
Well, I said I understand that the maintenance fee is why we're paying all that every year, right?
I mean, but what about the community? Like, do you even care about the community or the safety of the community?
Yeah, I do care about the community, but it's just my exchange student, Peter, and also my daughter. Like, what's the safety
but
issue
so
here?
your daughter grew up in this community.
Mm-hmm.
So when she was a kid, would you want random strangers at the pool when she was swimming and she was a little girl swimming in the pool? Would you want there to be random guests there? And we're like, whose guests are these? Because they're not with the member. Like, can you try to see it from my perspective and see, like, what it would be like or what you're currently doing? Like, you're saying to the whole community that it's okay for anyone to just be at the pool.
He's staying in my house for 2 years.
And then he should be paying as a member or be.
Let's not go backwards. Let's try moving forwards. What I think so far we've come to an agreement with is that you can understand that for Peter, it's difficult to be paying a full membership fee. Is that correct?
Yes.
And from what I understand, you were saying that you wouldn't mind letting him pay a certain fee,
Mm-hmm.
but as long as it wasn't the full amount.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Exactly.
Okay. So let's stay on that track because I don't want to move. I don't want you guys going backwards.
Yeah.
Keep in mind what we have come to an agreement with already.
I mean, I agree, but I just feel like it's not getting my point across 100%.
Okay, so let's go over your point really quick. Your point has a really heavy emphasis on safety and contribution, right? So you want Peter to be a member of the homeowners association and contribute to that because it's a community, and you want people to know that he's safe and that the homeowners association knows that he's there and that he is living there and he's going to be a permanent resident there for the next 2 years. Just like anybody else would moving in there. That's part of the rules, and you want him to be abiding by those rules as a permanent resident. And you want Peter to be treated like a permanent resident also, right? So you want him to be able to go to the pool, and obviously you guys don't want to have this conflict because it's not fun for anybody, especially when you live next to each other. So you want Peter to be able to be treated like somebody who lives there, and be able to benefit from all these things. And there is a real concern that the price to pay, especially for a relatively short-term living situation, the price he would pay for that is a little bit expensive because he goes to school. So it sounds like what we're going on here is that it would meet your requirements for him to, in front of the board, become a full member, to where you guys would be following the rules and abiding by them. And it would meet your criteria for him to pay a reduced price, given his situation, his specific situation. That would both fulfill your guys' need to have Peter be treated as somebody who lives there as a member of HOA, and what the rights and responsibilities and contribution of that.
And what about my daughter?
And okay, so your daughter, it sounds like we're having similar situations, and I'm unclear at this point of what the actual rules are for homeowners association for employees. And that's something that I think we can look into. For this particular matter right now, as far as Peter goes, I kind of want to follow through on that one, and then maybe we can kind of run off onto your daughter's kind of thing. And I think that will reinforce the overall adherence to the rules of the homeowners association. How are you guys feeling about that?
Yeah, let's resolve the issue with Peter first.
Okay. Okay. And are you guys feeling both satisfied with what's on the table right now?
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. You guys feel heard, and your concerns have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent.
I think what we really need to next do is come to a basic. We need to come to an agreement on what number would be okay with everybody. What would meet your criteria and what would meet your criteria as well.
So every year, my husband and I, we pay $270 for the pool, and
Just you and your husband paid $270.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said you and your husband paid $270 as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe when you add a member, it goes up,
About $100.
yeah, per extra member.
Okay.
And is that per year?
Yes.
no, for 4 months.
For 4 months.
The pool only opens for 4 months.
Okay.
But
So-
I think the fee applies for the whole year.
Oh yeah, I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this fee it covers the gym and the pool and all the amenities,
Yeah.
right? Okay, excellent. So per member, it's $100 annually.
And so you're saying, I think what would be fair would be, you're saying the pool is only open 4 months of the year, correct?
Yeah.
And if we say 4 months out of 12 would be about a third of 100, right?
But he's also.
Let's say a quarter.
Well, let's say this. What out of $100 annually, that's a typical amount to pay. What do you feel like is reasonable for a student to pay out of this annual fee?
I mean, maybe like half that.
Okay. And how about you? How do you feel with half? That is taking into consideration the pool not being open, only being open 4 months out of the year, but he still has access to other amenities year round.
So he's paying $50 a year. that sounds reasonable.
$50 per year?
Yeah.
You can agree to $50.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So we both agree on $50 per year, paid by Peter. So when typically is your membership fees due?
It's due at the beginning of January.
Okay.
But obviously, it's not the beginning of January when he moved in, and he's already been here for several months. So I think
Does
they should just.
Does your membership? I'm sorry. Let me rephrase this. Do you start paying your membership when you move in?
Yes.
So you pay $100 from the date that you move in, and then
And then
Yes.
at the beginning of each
Right.
year, you renew your fees.
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
great. So we'll have Peter. Sounds like Peter could pay $50
Annually.
annually.
So he could just pay that.
You can pay that
immediately.
now immediately. Okay.
Mhm.
And that for the next 2 years would conclude his membership, and he would pay that to the HOA, correct? The same place that you guys pay your membership. Okay. And he would also be filling out all the paperwork, correct?
That is brought up to the board
Right.
to officially make him a member, right?
Officially
Mhm.
make him a member. Okay. Does that jive with everybody here?
Yeah.
Okay. And fill out application and all that business. What happens if Peter doesn't pay his annual fee?
Then his membership is taken away. Like he doesn't get to use the amenities at all.
I'm willing to help him out if he has financial issues.
Okay. So if Peter doesn't pay, can we agree to revoke his amenities, his membership amenities, until that is paid, whether it is through you or through him?
Yeah. A potential revocation.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. And to go about this revocation, will you guys be going through the homeowners association, or will you guys be coming back to mediation? So say if Peter doesn't pay his $50, she notices, or something happens where she finds out he doesn't pay, and she wants to enforce the revocation of his membership.
I mean, we could just take it through the HOA because they would be notified at the beginning of the year when everyone's
It would be
payments are
just like
due.
anyone else.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a part of the home association.
Okay, so
okay?
we'll go through the home association to deal with the potential revocation. Okay. Alright, excellent. So this is what we have so far. A brief summary. We have agreed to Peter paying a $50 annual fee for his membership to become a full member of the homeowners association and living here. He's going to pay it to the HOA immediately, effective immediately. He will start his official membership. He will pay $50 this year and $50 next year, as long as he lives here. If for some reason that Peter does not pay, there will be a potential revocation of his membership. That will be handled through the HOA between you guys and from the HOA. Does that sound like a good plan for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, then I'm going to have you sign here. Sign here.
Good job. I'm glad we were able to come to a resolution between the two of you. And it makes me happy that you guys were able to resolve this.
That was
No
really
hard
good for you
feelings.
guys. And I hope that you guys' relationship and this conclusion that we came to, the settlement that we came to, is going to be long lasting. If there's, for any reason, there is any other points of contention, I would love to meet with you guys or find some mediator situation to help you guys. I definitely also don't want to ignore the fact that we have yet to talk about your daughter, and some more information is needed on that front. But if you guys choose to, I would love to sit down with you guys again and speak with you about that.
Don't hesitate to call us.
Don't hesitate to call us.
I feel pretty happy that we finally settled this.
That's great. Could you two please shake hands? I'd like to see that happen. At least be civil on our way out. Please.
I'm willing because we live together, right?
And that's what makes our job fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, guys.